Hello, everybody, and this is GL1. And today, the friends I have with me today are a grouping of optimal Optimuses and a couple of others. Uh, now, way back, 41 episodes ago, the very first episode, we had gorillas, and we talked about Optimus Primal. And uh, with the movie that is coming out soon, it is Beast Wars. Okay, there was a Beast Wars cartoon that came out in 1996. It was computer graphic and a lot of action, very new uh, kind of thing back then. I thought it was just fantastic, and I never really was into collecting Transformers until I saw that show. That show uh, came out with all these beasts that turned into robots, and what was really different about them versus the older Transformers is that they had excellent articulation, and I like animals that turn into robots anyway. So, so when that show came out, I uh, basically ended up purchasing over time almost all of the Beast Wars Transformers that came out, and then later the second show was Beast Machines, and I also have quite a few of those. So we will be having a show soon on Beast Wars Transformers, kind of the whole line, or at least the main characters, because that movie will be coming out soon. So today, what I have is in the Beast Wars Transformers storyline, season 3. Okay, Optimus Primal uh, changed into optimal Optimus Primal, and that is represented here by this figure, 1997 optimal Optimus Primal, and you can pull this lever back and he lights up. I don't know if you can see that. And if you pull all the way, the missiles shoot. He has 2 extra missiles, so the light shines through the missiles and lights them up as well, and his eyes light up green, and you have an extra set of missiles. And this converts into a flying machine, a gorilla, and a sort of like a rolling tank like machine. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to transform anything here, but I'm going to have pictures at the end of the video as usual, but I will have them transform. What came out was a knockoff version of that a few years later. Now, what a knockoff version is it's a less expensive, I believe. Ames was still in business when this came out, and I got this from Ames. If not, it was Big Lots. They're both, the location that Ames was at, Big Lots took over, so it was one or the other. But anyway, it's very similar. Now, this also flips up. The quality of plastic is a little bit less on this, but not so much so that it really differs very much. It doesn't light up. It doesn't fire missiles. The missiles, they stay in there. And I painted this. I figured, I'm not going to get rid of it, so let me paint it. So, like, I painted the toenails silver, and I painted the silver here. I painted this red, and I painted the green. I painted the gold here and the silver, and all really quite a bit of colors. I don't even remember what it was before, but I painted the black here, and I painted the details on the guns. The guns were gray, and then I just added some paint details. I painted this bronze. I painted his hands bronze. So I just thought, well, why not? At least it'll look a little bit better. Years later, they also came out with a metal version of this, and he's heavy. He's metal and plastic, and these flip down as well, and you can move all around. And he converts into It doesn't convert into the gorilla, but he does have a wheel that comes out, and his head goes down, and so he will convert into a vehicle. But that is the metallic Optimus Primal. And this is, I think, one of the most powerful versions of Optimus. What happened is the gorilla version of Optimus from the future found the 18-wheeler cab version that was in stasis of Optimus Prime and merged their sparks together, and that's why it became like a gorilla and a vehicle together, and very powerful, and gave Megatron quite a hard time. And I don't know if he can give us any detail on what happened with that. Just transformer noise. Okay, fine. A couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, they reissued a Throne of the Primes Optimus Primal, and I was like, well, I got to get that. And so I like the color scheme. It's more like a gorilla. It's black, and in the back, actually, I bungeed this on, but there's a smaller gorilla that comes out here, and you can form, actually, when you pull this out, it becomes a smaller robot, and then the large version can form into a gorilla. And then these are powers of the Prime. There's, on his club, these little pieces that come off, and they're supposed to give the club more power. Power of the Prime. And again, I will show you pictures of that at the end of the video, transformed and with this small robot. It's basically Optimus Prime in robot version, not gorilla version. Now this here is a deluxe Optimus Primal from season 1. It turns into a robot, and it turns into, it's in gorilla form. And zoom in here. It doesn't really look like what it looked like in the show. This comes out, he's got an arm that has a spring in it, and he can throw this, okay? It's a little cumbersome, but it really doesn't look a lot like, or anything like what it looked like on the show. Here's another knockoff. This is from Beast Machines. So after Beast Wars, it transferred into the storyline of Beast Machines, where they were back on Cybertron battling a Megatron that wanted to get rid of all animal DNA that had infected the robots and make Cybertron into purely robotic forms, and Optimus Primal was fighting against that with his group of friends, and this is a knockoff version of that. This is the robot form of that. I couldn't even find any information on that. I think the knockoffs I got, I'm pretty sure I got them in the early 2000s, like 2005 or earlier. This here is not a transformer, it's an Animorph, but it's a gorilla and it turns into a person, and this is from 1998. And the Animorphs were, I believe they were books for kids, and they came out with a line of toys. And I like gorillas, so I got the gorilla Animorph. And then this here is the Year of the Monkey Optimus Primal, 2016. And this is gorilla form. And if you push his chest, make some noise. And then here, if you push this button, it's like he's blasting off and flying. This folds down, these are the jets. He's supposed to fly when he's in robot mode, actually. So it like locks in when he's in robot mode. But you see it has jets, and then he would like fly around. Ah, he says transform. And then when you put him down, that stops. Okay. So that is just a short little ditty on Optimus Primals. And like I said, I will show you some additional pictures at the end, so be on the lookout for that. So thanks. This is GL1 signing out, and we will see you soon. All right. Keep doing that backwards. It's this. All right.